and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Phoenix. I'm Laurel Harden, my pronouns are she, her, and I'm your song leader today. Today's service explores how we are spiritually called to care for the earth. Our opening hymn, number 116 in the gray hymnal, is I'm on my way. It is a call and response style song. So I'll sing one phrase and then it's repeated. And Susan and I will demonstrate this call and response as Nicole plays it through. Please rise in body or spirit whenever. I'm on my way. I'm on my way to the promised land. To the promised land. I'm on my way. I'm on my way to the freedom land. To the freedom land. I'm on my way. I'm on my way to the freedom land. To the freedom land. Great God, I'm on my way. You'll get it. I asked my sister, come and go with me. Come and go with me. I asked my sister, come and go with me. I asked my sister, come and go with me. I'm on my way. Great God, I'm on my way. I asked my brother, come and go with me. I asked my brother, come and go with me. I asked my brother, come and go with me. I'm on my way. Great God, I'm on my way. If they say no, I'll go anyhow. If they say no, I'll go anyhow. If they say no, I'll go anyhow. I'm on my way. Great God, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. And I won't turn back. I'm on my way. And I won't turn back. I'm on my way. And I won't turn back. On my way. Great God, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Thank you, and now let's all stay standing for the chalice lighting.
Hey, is there any way we can get that that video feed, the one right in front of you, Lynn? Possible? Thank you. Oh, makes it easy to, act like we know the words. I won't have to go peanut butter sandwich. What's that sandwich? Some kind of sandwich. Oh, never mind. Okay. Good morning. Good morning. I'm Sam Kirkland. My pronouns are he, him, and I am honored, indeed, pleased as punch to be your worship associate today. Join me as we recite our covenant as I invite my wonderful wife, Michelle Morgan, and our lovely daughter, Shannon Kirkland Morgan, to light our chalice. If you're watching remotely and have a chalice with you, please feel free to light it with us. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to share our strength in fellowship, thus do we covenant. Please be seated.
Welcome, welcome, sweet ones. Welcome home and welcome to worship. In all of the mysterious wonders that make up your uniqueness, and in all of the beautiful faith traditions that shape your unique spiritual life, you are welcome here. I'm Brigida Vieira. Thank you. I use she, her pronouns, and it is an honor to be here as the ministerial intern of this beloved community. Reverend Christine Dance will be back in the pulpit next week. So who are we? We are the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Phoenix, and we strive to be a spiritual community for our time, one that is theologically diverse, radically inclusive, and justice-centered. If you are new here, we are so very glad that you have found us, and we hope that in this community, you can experience the warmth, the love, and even the humor of this congregation. Each Sunday is a bit different here, so please do come back a few times to get to know us. Here at UUCP, we put our mission into action each week when we discover together, what does it mean to be human? So we have a couple of announcements about the different ways this week we are embracing joy and defining our future. Our Good Trouble team here at UUCP is looking for you. Instead of worrying about the upcoming election, you can get actively engaged and involved to promote our UU values. If you're curious about joining this team, email goodtrouble@phoenixuu.org. And this Saturday morning on February 10th, we will have what is called Starting Point. It is for anyone who is interested about becoming a member or curious what membership is all about here at UUCP. You can register on the website, and there is also a link on Compass. And if you're curious about who are Unitarian Universalists, what are our roots, where did we come from, that class starts today. It will be in Annex B and also online at Zoom right after the service at noon. So now, let us take a moment as I sing our singing bowl, inviting it to draw you deeper into the present moment and deeper into this beautiful, beloved community.
Join us as we explore what it means to spiritually care for the earth. Our opening words are from Ottawa wise man Wilfrid Pelletier, and his biographer, Ted Poole. Wherever you are is home, and the earth is paradise. Wherever you set your feet is holy land. You don't live off of it like a parasite. You live in it. and it in you. Or you don't survive, and that is the only worship of God there is. I now invite anyone to come forward for Together Time. I now invite anyone to come together, if you're young at heart, young in spirit, young in mind, to come together for Together Time. Even though it's cold out.
Good morning, good morning. I'll let people come up and settle. Good morning, kiddos. Good morning. I am Katie Resendez, and I'm the Director of Children's Ministry here at UUC Phoenix. And you are a little tree. And I'm a little bit bigger of a tree. And Mr. Sam is an even taller tree. Wangari was born in the Great Rift Valley. And see, the Great Rift Valley is an amazing place because, yes, it's geologically cool. The rocks are amazing. It is this geological formation that spans across continents. And she was born there. But you know what else was born there? All of us. It's where humanity started. It's where being a human first happened, which is pretty cool. And she grew up in a life where she was able to see all sorts of different things. People who were farmers, people who were scholars, people who were shop owners, people who worked really hard every day of their life and had very little to show, and people who didn't do much their whole life and had tons of riches. She got to see the whole gamut. And she saw that there were a lot of imbalances, but that the communities had different ways to deal with things. Like when there wasn't enough food because there hadn't been enough rain, the elders would sometimes gather under this big tall tree that was flat on the top, like a giant shade umbrella, and they would pray and do ritual together and hope for the rain, and the rain would come. And sometimes when there was a fight between two people, so angry at each other, you two, so angry, the elders would come and stand with a big tall stick between them and have them yell at the stick. And from the stick, when they took it away and talked to it, the conflict would dissolve. And she knew that some of it was the stories we tell and how they work. Some of it was that the shade of that tree really was magical and that stick really was strong. And some of it was our spirits and our hearts and our belief and our faith that we attached to those moments. She continued to grow, like a lot of us do and a lot of you will, and went on to school and kept watching and thinking and noticed that one of the things people talk about a lot is the suffering in the world. And she thought it was important to remember to talk about the joy too, but the suffering we talk about so much that you start to think about it so much that you want to figure out how to solve it. How do I make this better? What's the solution? And she figured out a solution in just one little thing. And now it might seem weird or surprising that there could be the solution to all of the problems in one little thing. But I would want to remind you that the solution to every single problem in the world is in each and every little thing. And her solution to the soil starting to blow away, to there not being enough food, to people not having enough money, to women not being given enough power, her solution was trees. And she started an organization that paid people, specifically women, to plant saplings. gave them little trees to take and plant somewhere else, and they would be paid a little stipend. Now, why on earth would you pay someone to plant a tree? What do you think, Bean?
Because that tree it is really important and it could help a lot.
Because any single tree could become really important and help a lot. What are the ways that trees help?
They give you oxygen.
Oxygen, the most basic thing. We like oxygen a lot. Let's take some extra. Good. Okay. Trees give shade. And you know, if you live in, say, England or New England, trees giving shade, not a big deal. How many of you all feel like shade's real important? Thank you, desert babies. They give shade. They help hold the soil together. They help with irrigation paths. And also, a really basic one that was amazing that Wangari thought was so magical was that trees grow and grow and grow and grow, and when they want to have a baby, they have seeds, and they wrap that seed in delicious fruit. And you can pick that fruit and eat it all up, get covered in the juices, because obviously in my land, this is a nectarine, and I eat nectarines like this. And then when you're done with the fruit, you're left with a seed, which you can then go and plant. Yeah.
Will become a new tree, and then that tree will have a new seed.
Generations and generations of trees and seeds and trees and seeds, and all the time, delicious fruit. Okay. So her organization was called the Greenbelt Movement. And through the Greenbelt Movement, she helped plant millions of trees. Millions of trees. Can you imagine? They had a huge ceremony in the capital city of Nairobi. And she thought about what to do for the ceremony and how to really recognize the change they were working to make. And so she planted 7 trees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And each one of those trees represented a leader and an ancestor who had done something important for Kenya and for the people of the world. And what she thought was the trees will dig down into the earth like we all do and take what we need from the earth, but they'll also grow tall and strong and give back to the world in the way that we should. And they'll remind us to reach back to our ancestors and to our spirituality and our traditions and our beliefs while we grow and move forward. Wangari Maathai was the first African woman awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. She was the wife of a politician who left him and became a politician. Do any of you know her husband's name? Didn't think so. She was amazing. She made a huge difference. She sparked a movement across the world by tying together not just how do we make more money, not just how do we save the planet, but also how do we connect it to our ancestors, how do we connect it to our hearts and our spirits, and what does our faith teach us about making change in the world? She was a powerful, powerful person. But she was also just a little tree. Thank you.
Am I getting ready soon enough?
Each week, we practice generosity as a source of affirming our values by splitting our offering plate with UUCP and a local organization. For February 2024, our Share the Plate partner is Unitarian Universalist Justice Arizona, or UU-JAZ. UU-JAZ empowers UUs across the state to work faithfully for socially just public policy And this organization has been an active partner in helping us spiritually care for the earth through its many climate justice movements. In 2021, UU Jazz organized UUs, including many of our own beloved congregants, to stop the oil pipeline in Minnesota in partnership with Indigenous leaders on the ground. UU Jazz has also led so many statewide intergenerational eco-art projects connecting migrant justice with climate justice to raise awareness about how brutal immigration policies harm not just the habitat of humans, but also so many animals alike. So, beloveds, today the gifts that you give is one way that we can answer the call to become caring and conscious ancestors for the future of our planet. Ushers, thank you for your willing hands in this ritual of sacred giving.
This project, the song I'm about to sing is from Marvin Gaye's What's Going On album, and it was one of my mother's favorites, and I know that she's going to hear this and be kind of happy, you know, or be something. Whoa, oh, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be. No, no. Where did all the blue skies go? Poison is the wind that blows from the north and south and east. Whoa, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be. No, no. Oil wasted on the oceans and upon our seas, fish full of mercury. Oh, oh, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be. No, no. Radiation underground and in the sky. Animals and birds who live nearby are dying. Oh, mercy, mercy me. All things ain't what they used to be. What about this overcrowded land? How much more abuse from man can she stand? Thank you, Nicole.
And now, it is time where we take an important practice in our community of sharing the pieces of our lives together. We do this every week because we know that our individual lives are part of a larger life, that we are connected to everyone and everything in one interdependent web of beautiful, mysterious living. Whether you come with laughter in your heart or with tears, sharing the joys and sorrows of your life is one way that we nurture how to care for one another. If you are on Zoom and you'd like to share a joy or sorrow, you can type it into the chat. And every week, if you have something in person that you want to share, there are cards in the back. As we open this sacred time of connection and sharing, let us pause to take a moment of stillness. Quiet yourself and feel all of the joys and sorrows that are in your beautiful heart. This morning in the sanctuary, we have a joy from Barbara Danielson. She says, welcome to Emma and Kari on their first visit to UU. Welcome, a joy indeed. From Pete Krillman, we also have a joy. Pete shares that he has found his calling in all caps, a calling that is working with the Scottsdale Philharmonic Orchestra. From the Stevenson Brown family, we have another joy of a new calling coming into being. The Stevenson Brown family says, cartwheels turn to car wheels through the town. They're joyful to announce that Leo is now learning how to drive. Big milestone indeed. And we have some sorrows as well. Sam Kirkland shares prayers for the McGuckin family as they mourn the loss of their father. We are with you, Sam, and that family. Online, Alice Sinead shares, Alice has been diagnosed with breast cancer. In lieu of thoughts and prayers, what is needed is financial support. Please reach out to her directly, to them directly. From Eric Chapman, we have a sorrow. Eric shares, my mother is in the transitioning phase of her Alzheimer's disease. Hospice tells me that she has 2 months to live. We are with you, Eric, and your mother in this transition time. And from Joe Dana, who is also here today in the sanctuary, Joe shares, retired Paradise Valley Police Chief John Winterstein was tragically killed last month in a pedestrian crash. John spent his retirement years as an environmental activist, Sierra Club advisor, and organizer of annual MLK events in Phoenix. Thank you, Joe, for sharing this legacy. We are with you in this grief. Now let us take a moment of brief prayer. Spirit of life and love, we gather this morning in holy gratitude. Gratitude for new visitors, for those who are coming back from a long time away, for those whose time it is their first. We gather in joyful celebration for the milestones of our lives, from learning how to drive a car, to also having new babies being born, to finding our individual callings. We gathered this morning in solemn reverence as well, making space for all of the griefs in our lives. The devastation happening to the earth, the people we miss in our lives, those of us who are transitioning, those of us who are diagnosed with illnesses and are in need of health and healing. We do this work together knowing that all of what we share can be filled with deep, loving care for all that is our lives. May we show our love to one another and on Zoom. Amen. And now I invite us into a sacred time of guided meditation, a time to connect ourselves to the earth's present and its future. So take a moment, get comfortable. You can close your eyes or soften your gaze, finding a position that helps you feel aware and relaxed Extend your awareness to the ground beneath you and feel how you are connected to the earth. Notice the way that you are rooted and grounded on this land. Feel your incoming breath, the air entering your nostrils, your mouth, filling up your belly. All of that oxygen that is keeping you alive, the oxygen that comes from forests, plants, oceans, and lakes around you. Notice the way that the carbon dioxide that you are exhaling is nourishing these plants and animals in interdependence. Take another deep breath in and back out, letting your awareness expand beyond this immediate surrounding. Imagine the forest and the oceans. Imagine wild saguaros, ladybugs, and a swordfish. The Grand Canyon, the Great Barrier Reef, the glorious peaks of the Himalayas, and even the grasslands of Tibet. All of us are breathing in tandem, receiving life as we inhale and offering life as we exhale. We are all part of one vast ecosystem. And now I invite you to stay with this sacred breath. And this time, imagine yourself journeying forward through time. Take a moment to imagine a human being, someone living 3 generations out, about 100 years from now. You do not need to know who this human being is or what their circumstances are. Just imagine that this descendant is looking back at you from the time that they inhabit. Take a moment to softly smile at them and ask them what they want you to know about environmental justice and what it means to have spiritual kinship with the earth. What counsel do they have? What encouragement can they offer? Open your heart and your mind and simply listen. Together, we will take one more deep breath, breathing in this wisdom and breathing out gratitude. And now gently bring your appreciation and awareness back into the room and back into your body. You can slowly start to open your eyes, returning your gaze, stretching or rocking if you need to, as we contemplate the beauty of the earth with a psalm.
You may stay seated for the meditation hymn, which is number 21, For the Beauty of the Earth. For the Beauty of the Earth was written in the 1800s as a song for the Eucharist, which one meaning for that is thanksgiving. So please help me give thanks for our wonderful earth, which is our home. The words will appear on the screen in front, and Nicole will play an introduction.
As I was contemplating the song Mercy, Mercy Me, the Ecology, composed and performed originally by the late Marvin Gaye on his prescient concept project, What's Going On, my wonderful mother, Johnny Jordan Matthews, comes to mind. This was one of her favorite albums. And as I thought about sharing this reflection, I was again reminded that she never got to meet her great-granddaughters in person. However, when this young lady, Brigida, suggested as a spiritual snack that I contemplate an eco-theological future 100 years from now, it gave me a hope-filled reminder of things to come. To look out at life past the end of my own is anxiety-provoking. To think of a time when I will be a memory in their lives, much like my mother is a memory to me and my daughters. As many families walk together through periods of great grief and mourning, I cast my vision to the future. I know that much like tumultuous weather, political and social upheaval, that this can morph and transform into events that make us stronger in their wake and fill us with a sense of grace, love, and determination. It is my hope and prayer that I can be inspired by my love of my grandchildren, Dion and Devin, and that we all can grow together and share a love of the earth and a sense of how sacred it is. And that even while I love them more than I could have ever imagined before I met them, that stewardship of this blue boat, this planet we call home, is the best hope of keeping our planet viable for decades and generations to come. I'd like to close my reflection with a quote from a plaque I came upon at a statue garden in Michigan, and the words inspire me today as much as they did when I encountered them in 2018. The world was not left us by our parents. It was lent us by our children. The world was not left us by our parents. It was lent us by our children. Thanks for the new sources of inspiration that your internship has untapped in us, Reverend to be Vieira. And while this may be your last sermon as an intern minister in our congregation, your soul shadow of love will be over us and Unitarian Universalist Association for the foreseeable future.
Thank you, Nicole Pesci, artist in residence here. Wow. One more. So, my earliest eco memory involves rocks. When I was a little girl, my family moved to this new house, and I was fascinated by all of its rocky landscaping. Dozens of shades of river rock with a variety of stripes, speckles, and sizes, with these very large boulders, attracted not just my eye, but also my imagination. And even though it was raining, and raining a lot when we first moved in, my younger brother and I stayed outdoors in the backyard in our raincoats. And together we gathered our favorite stones, a lot of them. We were captivated by its warmth and that earthly fragrance that can be released from the rain. And we had a plan. We were planning on bringing as many rocks as we could inside our new home. They were our friends. And my mother reminded us that these rocks, they weren't going anywhere. They were not ours to own or to keep, and the rocks had to stay outside. Geologically, rocks hold the story of our earth. Spiritually, rocks hold the soul of our earth. As earthlings, we humans have been in a spiritual kinship with rocks for a very, very long time. The worship of sacred stones is one of the most ancient forms of religion. And our prehistoric ancestors, humans that date back millions of years, made ritual rock altars and stone circles to connect deeper to themselves, to one another, and to creation or the divine. A form of nature veneration many present-day pagans have kept alive. And in the Bible, the most ancient shrine was a rock. In Genesis, Jacob had this dream of a ladder connecting heaven to earth with angels climbing up and down its imaginary steps. When Jacob woke up, he set a stone to mark that place and named it Bethel, the house of God. And today, the most venerated rock is the holiest shrine in Islam, the Black Stone of Mecca, where every year millions of Muslims make a pilgrimage to walk around it 7 times. And according to some Islamic religions, this stone fell from the sky to show Adam and Eve where to build a temple. And over time, the legend has it that the stone has changed color as those pilgrims walk around it, absorbing the realms across the ages. In many indigenous religious traditions all over the world, sacred rocks and stones are honored as agents of creation, honored through celebration of song, ceremony, and story, keeping their teachings and sometimes their spirits alive. In Buddhist culture, Japanese rock gardens are a powerful form of meditation. And in Tibet, stone plates are stacked on top of one another in a holy heap in the form of a Buddhist devotional prayer. In scientific communities, rocks are windows into the universe, with mineralogists taking their own geological pilgrimages, discovering deep insight of just how intertwined our molecular structure is with these minerals of organizing life. As summed up by one earth scientist named Dr. Robert Hazen, life begets rock, rock begets life. So yes, we humans, we have been eco-theologians across millennia, across culture, across religion, and across discipline. We have been asking faithfully so many big spirit-filled questions. Questions like, what is sacred about our natural world? And how does the act of beholding, of bearing witness to Earth's beauty and its mystery, how does that shape our moral orientations and devotional commitments to what it means to be alive? Today's living question for us to explore is, what is our own eco story? What is the UU story of how we came to be in spiritual kinship with the earth? And what does this story have to tell us about what it means to be a UU in this time? As Unitarian Universalists, we are bound by covenant, which includes being in a right relationship with the earth. We define our collective religious identity as being held faithfully accountable to responding to that sacred connection within us, among us, and beyond us. And we do all of this holy, sacred work to liberate the world in a collective well-being. Today's mainstream environmental movement is heavily influenced by some of our religious forebears. One of them was Unitarian minister and 19th century transcendentalist Ralph Waldo Emerson. In 1836, Emerson published an essay called Nature, and this caused quite a stir because it had many bold claims. One of them was that human beings are not actually separate from nature, but one with nature. And Emerson's call to action was for individuals to become free from the hindrances of society by going out into solitude and gaining divine intelligence and enlightenment from spending time in nature. Emerson's teaching had a very large impact on another Unitarian-raised philosopher, writer and poet named Henry David Thoreau. Thoreau also later became a lead figure in the transcendentalist movement. After being inspired by Emerson, Thoreau lived for 2 years on a property outside of Concord, Massachusetts, in this place called Walden Pond, which was a cabin owned by his friend, Ralph Waldo Emerson. And while there, in solitude, Thoreau wrote a prose piece called Walden, or Life in the Woods. And in that work, he shared his reflections about what nature had to teach him. And that became a work that shaped the dominant ethic of environmental and social responsibility that we carry today. So yes, in our own UU eco story, our religious ancestors have had a significant influence and impact in shaping the environmental movement. And this sort of left me wondering, what do those rocks out at Walden Pond, what would they have to tell us about our faith movement today? What would those rocks, those stones out at Walden Pond say if we really listened to them today? I suspect they'd cry out. They would cry out, speaking truth to power by speaking truth in love. A truth that UU theologian and UUA president, Reverend Dr. Sophia Benecourt, boldly proclaimed in an essay about environmental justice. These are her profound words. We are the spiritual descendants of Ralph Waldo Emerson and Henry David Thoreau. Here is where one white man ideally finds himself alone in nature, in solitude, where indigenous people are, quote, removed from the landscape without comment or notice, and all others are ghettoized into urban wastelands to preserve for the privileged few an imaginary, untrampled wilderness. Beloveds, the rocks are crying out. They are crying out to us to revise our religious environmental ethic, a call that we must respond to if we are going to really practice a transformative earth care in this century. What are the eco-theologies that can move us from environmentalism to environmental justice? We need a new eco-theology, one that is relational, deeply covenantal, and challenges us to live in an interdependent, justice-centered system of spiritual intimacy with the earth and all of creation. One of those frameworks is developed by womanist theologian and scholar Dr. Melanie Harris. And I suspect that this can be one of those environmental justice ethics for our time. It's called eco-womanism. Eco-womanism reflects on and centers the voices of Black women to raise consciousness about how race, class, age, ability, and gender, how those things can help us truly confront and disrupt all logics of domination. Because the logics that have structurally, culturally, and physically inflicted violence upon the body of our earth parallel the structural, cultural, and physical violence inflicted upon Black women's bodies for economic gain and resource exploitation. When we listen to eco-womanism, we are morally called to practice an environmental justice by listening to the stories of those on the margins, listening to their eco-stories, listening so those long silenced memories are finally given voice about how to engage in a spiritual earth activism. A spiritual earth activism for our time is less concerned about the preservation of or romanticization of nature, and much more committed to bringing forth liberation and reparation for all of Earth's living systems. These are the kind of faithful commitments we need. Eco-womanist ethics, these are the things that can birth a new set of collective theological values. You see, beloveds, when we center the voices of those who are marginalized and most impacted by ecological crises, new truths are exposed for the collective whole. The very truths we need if we are going to live our way into being. So as Unitarian Universalists, when we listen to these rocks, we are called to have more liberatory eco-theologies, ones that value the intricate interconnectedness and interdependency of living. I've learned that the cornerstones of our own faith have actually never been set in stone. And actually, inside every single one of these rocks, turns out is a vibrating dance of activity and mystery, ever changing. So the question for us now is, will we listen? Will we hear what these rocks are crying out? Will we hear them saying, creative motion is our reality? Will Unitarian Universalism be a part of its liberating activity?
Thank you. And now we'll close with a hymn which is a favorite to many, Blue Boat Home by Peter Mayer, Please write, the words will be up on the screen and up on the screen. Please join us. Though below me I feel no motion, standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling oceans, still my dry land heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now, never harbor nor port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Sun, my sail, and moon, my rudder, as I climb the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companions, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heavens in our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks for the waves upholding me, hail the great wind surging beyond, greet the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor nor port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home.
Come, let us continue caring for our blue boat we call home, with some coffee, which always helps, of course. Our exploration activities begin at noon and are listed or will be listed on the screen behind me. UUCP beloveds, let us go forth, finding new spiritual kinships with our earth. Let us live into radical interdependence for our ancestors, for ourselves, and our descendants. May we do this for all of us earthlings on this blue boat we call home. Go in peace, go in love.